Rite of passage. Walking home at dawn in the rain, still drunk. The daisy you gave me wilting in my lapel. My head feels like a cathedral, the choir still singing, although hoarsely now, preludes to the morning. Thank you for all the commotion. I've had to blow my nose twice, and the pencil I am writing this with has sprouted leaves and threatens to flower. This next poem came to me when I was attending a reading by Andreas Grip. There with he's the only man in the room. No, there are more than one hatted men in the room. The poet reads, and we hang on every word. They glisten in the sunlight, desire beating on our skin. Sisters of grace, their keening coaxes us into longing, running fingers through our hair and tuning our bodies to a perfect pitch. They color each moment with terrifying clarity. Thank you, Andres. I had to change the tense from the present tense to the past tense in this poem because some features that became apparent to me shortly after I moved to London, hey, they ain't here no more. So we'll see if I remember to do that. London is a dream deep unto itself. London is a nun. London is denial. London is a nun undone by denial. London is a dream of London. London dreamt of London life. It dreams of the death of dreams. London dreams sweet dreams, trees and maple sugar, wet dreams. London sleeps like a brick. London is a dream that hangs bat-like in the attics of brick houses. London was a Ford, that dreams it is owned by an executive salesman who dreams he is a nun praying that this is all a dream. London, a dream deep unto itself. I've made London my home now for the last 34 years. So, any feelings that I may have had then, they've changed. I've stuck around. This next poem is something I wrote to in response to the issue of violence against women. It's called Footsteps. Alone in the dark on an evening walk home from work, she stepped in tune to a song in her head, thought of how warm bed would feel, tired, she would be home soon. From a parked car, he watched her come near, opened the door behind her back. She heard it shut, had heard it before, but always wished it was her mistake. The feel of staring, eyes, footsteps following, the stomach cringing, lungs welling inside. Not knowing when, for money or rape, when. She wanted to run, but turned and said, "Fuck off, get off my back, don't laugh, I'm not joking." She met his grin with a cold, hard stare, then turned again and started walking faster. His footsteps came closer. He hit her hard on the back. She whirled and slashed at his throat with her wrist. He gasped and choked. She saw his pain, then turned and ran to be alone, alone and faceless. Once home, she paced the room, feeling sick, feeling numb, hearing footsteps. Similarly, this, in terms of poem on violence against women, this one is about pornography. Unlike the previous one, however, which is a narrative poem, this one is written in a more abstract fashion. I feel like there are no children in the room, I hope, and we're all adults. This one is called Spilling into Fantasy. He wants to carry his penis around in a wheelbarrow and sell lemon juice at 5 cents a squeeze. Oh, that pussy tastes like sugar. That pussy tastes like wine. That pussy tastes so good, you know, it makes you lose your mind. Guns and nuns. Robots and roses. There are no desires that cannot be packaged and sold. No misery that power will not exploit. This is a fantasy. It has spilled from the violence that contains it. A two-fisted sculptured figment raging against the imagination, as solid as bricks, as fragile as your breath in a plastic bag. I wrote a series of poems in which I adopted the persona of a Polish immigrant coming to Canada and a woman. And the poems are called the Stevens Daughter poems. And basically what I did was I was a total sponge for the stories my father had to tell me, that my mother had to tell me, and that the guys who came over for a bottle of beer after work or something that they had to say about being a Polish immigrant. Because I felt like I'd been parachuted in here. I was born in Ottawa, although I was very shortly after my parents got here. But so it was a way for me of connecting with my Polish roots. So the first four are while she's in Poland or coming to Canada or arriving in Canada, and then a fifth in Canada. Stephanie's Memory, Poznan County, Poland, 1923. Stefan, time has dismembered you in your daughter's mind, left only rough hands, fingernails ringed with dirt, scratched from the farm, left only a weathered face, eyes dark and deep set, a face unshaven except for Luther's Sundays. Your daughter's memory of you like the smell of your cigars, smoke trailing corners, lingering in the curtains, a tapestry unraveled into silence, loose threads connecting in the present tense only. Stephanie's memory of you retains one clear image, her last. An uncle picking me up for one last look, his corpse, a room full of tears. A Child of War, Gdansk, Poland, 1945. When the warm winds blew over the fields that year, we traded tyrants. For years, a prisoner of Hitler's machinations, then Stalin. As a nurse's aide in the nuns' hospital, I tended the casualties of occupation, a kind of madness walking in my footsteps, thumping down corridors in a long white gown. Spring was for everyone, hearts and hands full. On the heels of retreat, a quickening dread overrunning the east. Liberators, they called themselves, freed us of our homeland, me of my maidenhead. I couldn't run fast enough.